Hey guys, my name's Justin Sweeney. I am the Social Finance Manager for the St. John Community Loan Fund. I'm going to talk to you a little bit or share some of my thoughts and ideas as it relates to community lending and COVID 19 and what we're seeing a little bit currently, but more optimistically, what I think we're going to see as we reemerge after COVID 19, which I think could be really exciting and really could help to transition some of our local economies, especially in a rural context, I think, which is an area that I understand best, living and residing in New Brunswick, practicing in New Brunswick. I understand rural context, so certainly if you're looking at an urban setting, maybe take what I say with a grain of salt. Community lending in general is basically an aggregation of capital from a number of different sources. These might be accredited investors, it might be a foundational endowment, it might be municipalities or different levels of government. But basically, in general, we're aggregating capital in an exempt market format, and then we're stewards of that capital and we see it lent out within the community. And so we do a little bit of what's called character-based lending. So this is normally for individuals who are facing credit concerns and really can't access traditional capital in order to start a small venture or even take an employment opportunity. So we're ensuring that these individuals have opportunities to rebuild their credit and to access capital ongoing. One of the things that we've really noticed because of COVID 19 is really just the technological dichotomy of different demographics. And so a number of the people that we would work with through a microfinance portfolio, uh, they're challenged to access us when they're limited to digital channels. So a number of individuals still faced literacy concerns, let alone digital literacy. So especially as we're now moving into this kind of remote delivery model, one of the challenges that we've faced is really trying to figure out how best to continue to serve these populations when really we cannot physically be in contact. Of course, telephone has been fantastic, but even sharing and executing documents, updating loan schedules, a lot of that has been a challenge. I hope and am optimistic for a more technological adoption, but again, it's access, it's equitable access to that level of technology and to internet connectivity. So certainly that's something I think that's become very relevant when it comes to our microfinance work. As we start to look towards larger scale operations and larger scale investment, you know, we're anticipating a few things moving forward, and this is where things start to get optimistic. In a rural context, at least, I can speak for maritime experience. What we're seeing is an immense outpouring of individuals who want to become local investors. These are people who are recognizing that there is a lack of channels to allow a local person to invest in their local economy outside of just being a consumer. We've been really kind of hammering home the shop local movement for a long period of time, 15, 20 years that I can recall. And so as we continue to push shop local, I think what we're going to see coming out of COVID 19 that's really exciting for me is moving from shop local to invest local, which may include stewarding a small percentage of our ESPs into localized impact GICs, or basically getting involved in a localized affordable housing real estate fund, or it might even be involved being involved in a cooperative investment fund that's going to invest in clean tech within your rural setting or within a certain certain place. So I think these types of place-based funds were certainly relevant prior to COVID 19. However, I think their uptake, at least what we are seeing right now, the uptake is far, far greater than what it had been. So, optimistically coming out of COVID 19, I think that I think we're going to see more individuals and more opportunities for people to double down on localized investment, whether that's through, like I said, the number of different channels that are being developed. But when it comes to community lending, I hope that we see that happening because, certainly market vulnerabilities right now has kind of constricted some of our foundational endowments and other sources of capital, whether it's a high net worth individual or some of the accredited investors that we might work with. Certainly, injecting capital or accessing capital can be a little bit challenging right now. So I do hope that that we see more of this localized investment moving forward, and that it really helps to champion community lending as a more regular process and something that we're seeing in all of our communities across Canada. I hope that this was mildly insightful for you guys, and I really appreciate the opportunity.